Phil's on the retweet.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mendoza in Argentina for the first of our two medal matches this afternoon. First up is the bronze medal match as New Zealand take on the Netherlands. Yes, it's the world number 4, the Black Sticks, up against the world number 1, the Netherlands. The Dutch, the Olympic champions, World Cup champions, world number 1s, World Hockey League champions. They had the opportunity to add the Champions Trophy title to their collection here in Argentina, but they came unstuck against a very good Argentina side yesterday, and which was by far and away the best match of the competition. An absolute thriller from first whistle to last. Argentina winning it in the last minute, and we've got a quick presentation to be made. The first to Annie Roberts, winning her 50th cap. Congratulations to her. Mark Hager making the presentation. And also we have a special presentation to Lisa Roach, who retires here today. She's umpired over 135 tournaments. What an emotional moment for her. And Mary Ciccinelli, the FIH Exec Board member, making a presentation on behalf of the FIH for services to umpiring, and Kylie Seymour, the Australian umpire, making a presentation from Hockey Australia in recognition of Lisa Roach's outstanding contribution to international umpiring. She blew the whistle at the World Cup final in Rosario in 2010, the Olympic Games final in London in 2012, the Indoor World Cup final in Poland in 2011. Those some of her outstanding achievements, so congratulations to her. Right, let's have the national anthem, starting with New Zealand and then the Netherlands. There is no doubting that the Black Sticks are up against it here. When it comes to history of the Champions Trophy, the Dutch are unparalleled. There have been 20 previous editions of the Champions Trophy, and the Dutch have medalled in 18 of them. 6 gold, 4 silver and 8 bronze. They only missed out in 1989 when they finished 5th. They didn't play in 1995. So this is the New Zealand lineup, and Sally Rutherford continues in goal for the Black Sticks, and she is number 8. Anita Punt, the captain, number 32. Her father is Dutch, so I wonder if there is some split loyalties in the Punt household today. There is Mark Hager, the Black Sticks coach, the former Hockeyroos international, and let's have a look at the side that the Dutch are putting out. This is a Dutch side that have failed, or had failed, to click until that semi-final last night against Argentina, but they were brilliant in that one. They started really brightly and took the lead against Argentina, and as I mentioned a little earlier, Sjoerd Marijn, the head coach, his side losing in the final minute to Argentina in that semi-final. Well, we know who one of our umpires is. It's Lisa Roach, who's still just wiping the tears away as she starts her last international match, and blowing the whistle with her, it's Annelies Rostron of South Africa. So the scene is set. The New Zealand team have only medalled once in a Champions Trophy. That was a bronze medal back in 2011 in Amsterdam. They beat Korea 3-2 on that occasion. Can they secure only their second medal here in Mendoza? It is the Dutch who get us underway, attacking the goal to our left-hand side in the all-orange strip. New Zealand in the all-black strip. These two finished first and second in Pool A. New Zealand finishing above Holland on goals scored, and they played out a 1-1 draw in the pool match on day 2 of competition last weekend. Now, New Zealand have started nearly every game really quickly. The Dutch have been slower out the blocks until last night in that Argentina game, and alongside me in the commentary box for this one, it's the former Wales and Great Britain international Sarah Thomas. Sarah, we were much more impressed with the Dutch last night, weren't we? Yeah. The onus is on them now to maintain that level. Yeah, exactly. The Dutch finally found their form last night. It was absolutely fantastic game of hockey. Everyone who watched it was extremely impressed with the level and the intensity, and if the Dutch can start tonight and kick off from what they did yesterday, then it should be a great game of hockey. Merry runs into Willemijn Bos, wins the long corner into Hayward, and it's free out for the Netherlands. Bosch into Palman, he tries to just deflect it through the ring. Lovely ball, Mikkelsen, chance here, Curtis, wide, she's all unmarked, and the Dutch with an early scare. Yeah, it's a great opportunity there for the New Zealand team. I mean, they've started every game brightly, and Michaela Curtis was the one who finally got the shot off. A nice bit of skill from Mikkelsen to feed the ball in behind the Dutch defence for her, and really lucky for the Dutch team that wasn't on target. It all came from Palman trying to deflect it through the ring rather than getting a stick on the ball early. Yeah, we see a great little feed. Curtis has gone completely at that. She's gone like a bullet, but unfortunately she's just moved her shoulder at the last moment and has taken a stride to the left. Palman wins a free hit. Yeah, New Zealand doing very well at the minute to press the Dutch, and like we've seen Palman giving that ball away, we've also seen one from Boss coming out the back, and New Zealand coping with it really well at the moment, really structured in you. And that's a loose ball. New Zealand started well against Australia. Here goes Velton. Velton into the circle. Velton! Wonderful skill. Good tracking back by Britt Neal. Leader by Velton. We've seen she's packed full of skill.
Yeah, she was great last night as well against the Argentinian side, and there we see her at her best. She loves attacking the left-hand side of the field, coming in on the baseline, and just does enough to get the ball and stick so far out in front of her that the New Zealand defender is no way of tackling her.
But credit to Britt Neal, she carried on her run and went round to cover behind her goalkeeper, and that is a goal-saving move. Now Mikkelsen, Curtis to her right, and trying to play in Sophie Cox. Cox was trying desperately to keep up with Mikkelsen, but just couldn't keep up with the pace.
Yeah, she's got some real speed, Mikkelsen, and I think until this tournament she's been playing in defence, so this is the highlight from Leader by Velton. Great strength on a one hand on the baseline, pulls it back, there's enough to beat the keeper, but not enough to beat Neal on the goal line.
The Dutch took the lead in the pool match between these two just for half-time. Kaya van Maasaker, a penalty corner down at this left-hand end. And New Zealand got back on level terms in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. Beautifully taken goal by Olivia Merry. Again, down to this end that the Dutch are attacking. And King gets it out. Merry tries to feed it up that left flank and pulled out by Punt.
That's a great ball, isn't it? That's one way to evade a Dutch press. I mean, saw the space on the other side of the field and executed that absolutely perfectly.
Gunson to Charlton. Gunson still offering. Charlton goes up the middle. Mikkelsen comes to meet the ball, but touch is too heavy and it's turnover ball. Here's Marlies Ketels. Now to Herg. Herg back into Ketels to Powman. Space on this left-hand flank for Van der Poels. Van der Poels up into Sander Vaart. Pedaled as well and wins the free hit.
Yeah, New Zealand coping with it well at the moment, but the Dutch just starting to play the ball around a lot more, getting a lot of stretch on the sides and able to transfer the ball from left to right and straight back over to try and attack the space they've created.
Oh, that's Durst. He hasn't been that prominent, has she, in this tournament?
Yeah, I felt she was better in the World Cup in The Hague this summer, but when she's on the ball, she does some good things up front. She's a very creative player, still a young addition to the team, and in that respect, you know, very good and very promising for the future.
Palman almost caught by Merry. Here's the Maasaker. Dex just about keeps it in play. De Waard tries to play in Nunnink again. De Waard with the sideline ball. Van Heffen. Maasaker. Dex into Dex at Van der Hervel. Van der Hervel, that's a good tackle from Charlton.
Yeah, a really good tackle from Charlton, but New Zealand midfield doing really well to close her down as well, working in 3s and 4s there, minimising the space for the Dutch to play in.
Mikkelsen, she's a bit isolated here, and that's a good tackle from Ketels. Van der Poels to Sander Vaart. Sander Vaart running, she's got two players in front of her. Here's Ketels! Oh, what a tackle that is from Annie Roberts.
Yeah, great piece of play there from Sander Vaart, trying to find some space and managing to get that little ball in behind. Here we see it, great little pick of who's that in the circle? Cattles. Yeah, she should have done more with that. Kept her stick on the ball to try and turn and get a shot off and not gone for the backhand option. But again, really good defending from Annie Roberts from the New Zealand team.
Van der Poels to Zander Vaart. Nothing's gone down, a little clash with Jordan Grant. And Jordan Grant's acquitted herself well here, making her debut for the Black Sticks in Argentina.
Yeah, no, very strong player, Grant, and like I said, I mean, the New Zealand team have lost a number of experienced players, so they've got a lot of young players out there with very little experience, but in saying that, they've still managed to find themselves in a place where they could potentially go home with a medal.
Boss and Marsaka, picked from Hayward. And Webster is making some runs up front. Gunson, no, never really got hold of that. That was a nothing pass, and Van Geffen cuts it out. Boss to Van der Poels. Sideline ball which Gunson will take. Cox. It's off a Dutch stick. And so New Zealand will retain possession, and they switch it down this right hand flank. Lovely aerial. Gunson beautifully under control. Gunson up into the circle. Perhaps we should have given it a little earlier to Michaela Curtis, who'd taken up a great position on the baseline. Nice 1-2 between Van As and Drost. And Van As continues where she left off yesterday. Here goes Velton. Velton to the top of the circle. They've got to be careful here, the Black Sticks. And the Dutch have the lead. Zander Vaart touching in after Liedewij Velton does all the hard work. New Zealand 0, Netherlands 1.
That's a great piece of play from the Dutch team. Liedewij Velton driving into the circle and choosing at that moment to play it across to Zander Vaart, who gets a little touch on it, but it's enough to beat the goalkeeper and get the first goal of this game. Great piece of play before that from Naomi Van As. Looked like she'd lost control on the sideline, but managed to keep the ball in and went past two players and fed the ball to Liedewij Velton.
Well, there you go, the three protagonists in that goal in a celebratory clinch. Thompson. Well, they came from behind in the pool match, New Zealand. They're going to have to do it again here. Thompson somewhat pushed off the ball by Van Geffen, but Lisa Roach says that's okay. And here goes Ellen Herg. Ellen Herg back inside Thompson. Little look up from Herg into the middle of the park. De Herder's there. This is over to Herder. Herder back to Herg. Herg onto the reverse stick. She likes that reverse stick side if she wants to get it across. She tries to play in Van Geffen. Good work from Hayward, and that is a 16.
Yeah, a really good piece of defending again from the New Zealand team, but we see now the Dutch starting to get into their stride once again in this game and starting to play the little balls even when they're in the circle, managing to find their teammates and creating those opportunities for themselves.
Nice one-touch hockey in the middle of the park. Van As to Marsaka. This is Bos. Dex to her left. Goes back to Van Marsaka. Little touch around the corner from skipper Powman.
I mean, what the Dutch have done well this game so far is just taken Anita Punt out of the game for the New Zealand side, and that's exactly what they did in the group game. Yesterday, Anita Punt was involved in pretty much every attack the New Zealand team had, and she's a key player for them. So from New Zealand's point of view, they need to try and find her and get her on the ball a little bit more.
Here comes Dirkse van der Heuvel, and the chance for Margies doesn't quite come off.
Yeah, good piece of running there from Dirkse van der Heuvel, though. cutting infield and changing the angle of her attack and managing to find the pass, but on this occasion it's just not stopped from Nunnik.
There goes Herg, yeah, just blocked by Velton. Was Charlton. Here's Haywood. Thinks about the pass back. It's a high press from Holland. They almost win possession back. Ball called back. Charlton. Back in field, drops it out to Neil. Gunson, Haywood. De Herder gets enough on it to deflect it into Powman's path. Powman picked up by the black stick. Haywood and fouled by Dirk van der Heuvel. And it comes from Thompson, but Powman stops it on the edge of the circle. Dirk van der Heuvel. Velton down this left flank. Here's Herg. Dirk van der Heuvel. Herg, Ellen Herg, across it comes. Chance here for Margis. No, might fall for Van Ass. Van Ass round the back. Van Ass pulls it back. Great ball. It's beaten everybody.
Yeah, great piece of play there from the Dutch. You see how they're just getting into this game more and more now and starting to unlock the New Zealand defence a little bit.
That pass for Van Ass, you wouldn't think it would be possible for it to evade everybody. There were 12 people in that circle and not one person got a stick on it.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I mean, somehow she's managed to go around the congestion, but everyone else has just run towards the goal. This is the opportunity with Magis earlier.
And that is the quarter time hooter. And New Zealand, despite their bright start, find themselves behind, courtesy of a Zandervaart goal. At quarter time, it's New Zealand 0, the Netherlands 1. Well, that was a quick 15 minutes. It's an enjoyable match so far, and New Zealand, well, it didn't start too badly. But as you said, Sarah Thomas, the Dutch really coming into the game.
Yeah, most definitely starting to get in their stride now, aren't they, out there? And I think on the back of last night's performance, it was an intense game for them against the Argentinian side, and they'll be wanting to get a goal, another goal on top of the one they've already got, to ensure that it's much more difficult for New Zealand to get back into this game.
We can hit through our inside forwards, but the strikers have got to be ready. Don't stand behind. We can do that all day. Pinky, you've got to get out. When we're pressing, you're sitting way too deep. Get up higher, a lot higher. Okay, when they're outletting, we're going to keep our winger infield and they throw this direct arm up here.
Shed Marijn has given his team talk, so he won't be able to listen in, see what he has to say, but Mark Hagar with plenty in his little chat to his team. And the second quarter just seconds away from getting started. Netherlands then leading by a goal to nil at the start of this second quarter. Palmer and Mikkelsen having a little tangle in the middle of the park. That's a loose ball out of defence, and the Dutch come again. Van der Vaart. The first touch just takes her away from the circle. Van Ass, nice little ball. What a goal that is! Liedewij Velten doubles the Netherlands lead, and it's an absolute perler. She's been brilliant in this tournament, and she's getting on the score sheet now. She scored yesterday, and she's scored again today.
Yeah, it's a great little pass from Naomi Van As, but the moment there for me is Dirks van den Havel just leaving the ball, keeping the momentum of it, going into the circle, and Liedewij Velten knows exactly the moment that that's come in, and with a first strike, bangs that into the bottom left-hand corner. Great piece of teamwork.
Liedewij Velten gets her second goal of the tournament. 5 minutes between the two goals, and New Zealand now have a mountain to climb.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Dutch would have wanted. As I said, you know, it was an intense game last night, and they've had little recovery time.
Here they go again, Van der Vaart trying to play in Velten. A slip though from Gunson, and Velten with the chance to try and get the shot away.
We listened to Pouman's interview after the game last night, didn't we, Charlie? And when the reporter asked her what's her thoughts of moving forward now, she said, well, now we go home with third place, you know. So I think they have a very strong mentality with that, and to go home with a medal and to not is a huge, huge difference. And for them, they've set their stall out today about what they're trying to achieve.
Well, if they do go away with the bronze medal, it will be 21 Champions Trophy competitions and 90 medals for the Dutch.
It's a ridiculous stat, isn't it? That's absolutely crazy.
Heavy touch from Van Geffen, but she gets away with it. 1-2 with Van As, and Van Geffen's picked up a knock, but she's okay. Van As, Van der Vaart.
Yeah, there's a knock on Margot van Geffen. I think she's just bumped into the New Zealand player there, but she's a tough cookie, that one, so I'm sure she'll be fine.
Dirks can't keep it in play, and Mikkelsen wants to take it quickly. Mikkelsen trying to find punt. It just has not been in the game at all.
No, they do very, very well in silencing her. They know she's got a lot of pace.
Oh, King needs to make that. She hasn't. De Vaart is through on goal, and Thompson's there to make a really good tackle.
Yeah, here's the opportunity there. Great reach and tackle from Liz Thompson to clear the danger momentarily for her team.
The ball needs to be shifted across to the right-hand side. Charlton with a sliding tackle, and she's penalised for it. Now she's out of position, and Van As can exploit the space left by Charlton. Neil gets across. Free hit to the Dutch. And they're in again around the back here, and punt. Her first real touch of the ball is a clearing one in the middle of the circle.
Yeah, Naomi Van As starting to get on the ball more and more now, isn't she? Her and Liedewij Velten have been the standout for me the last two games, but they've got so much more creativity in the team as well. It could be any one of them up front, so poses a threat always to New Zealand.
Dex. Herg. Comes back inside Hayward, and that's the free hit for Holland. Dex, back to Herg. Herg takes it quickly into the circle, it goes. And, well dealt with by Galoin, who's on in the back for New Zealand, and there's going to be 8 changes, 4 for New Zealand, 4 for the Netherlands. And Geffen to Van Ass. Van der Poels. Van Ass. Good tackle from Samantha Charlton. Tackle from Powman. Van der Poels can't bring it under control, neither can Charlton, but this is Liz Thompson.
Yeah, New Zealand's 2 most dangerous players from my perspective are Mickelson and Punt, and whenever they get on the ball they always look like they're going to create something, but the Dutch doing extremely well at the moment to cancel them out of the game.
Whereas the flip side, Van Assen, Velten seem to be on the ball an awful lot for the Dutch. And it's from Marsaka, lets that one slide through her legs, and Mary can't keep it under control. Just wondering if this will be a game and a half too many for the Black Sticks, because they were good in the first, well, 15 minutes first of the first half of the semi-final against Australia. Then they were chasing the game a little bit, and here they started brightly, but they've been doing a lot of chasing, haven't they?
Yeah, you always see Nita Punt getting them into a huddle. She's the New Zealand captain just before a game, and she seems to really motivate them and get them off to a good start in most games, but rightly so, Charlie, as the game progresses.
Deleuze on the reverse stick. And the Poles trying to get on the end of it.
Yeah, as the game progresses, New Zealand seem to get quieter and quieter, so they need to find something now in this game if they're going to bring themselves back into it.
Here is Punt. Dutch ball. Nita Punt's body language as she comes off wasn't all that positive.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult when you play the Dutch. I mean, when I've played them, I played in midfield, and you just feel like you're hitting an orange wall. You might get past the first 1 or 2, but, you know, Powman plays that role in behind, and she's like a brick wall in there as well. So you don't see many people go past her. Emma went past her really, really well last night, but you don't see an awful lot of people go past them. They close that space in midfield extremely well, the Dutch.
Up off the stick of Rost-Dust, and it's a free hit to the Black Sticks on that far side. Here come the Black Sticks on a rare foray forward. Mickelson into the circle. Chance here if they can get the ball out of foot. No, they can't.
Yeah, good pass through. I think it's Hayward on that occasion, just can't get control of the ball, but
there's a chance here again for New Zealand, but again the Dutch get it clear.
yeah, Margot van Geffen just running the ball out of defence, Charlton getting a little touch on it, and as a result, I think our sticks just caught a leg and taken van Geffen to the ground. Game's just lost a little bit of his intensity now for the Dutch and giving New Zealand an opportunity to come forward, but need to take care of those passes and they need to really take care of the ball.
It's 3 on 1 here. It's 3 on 1. Velten trying to play in Keitels. Really could have gone a bit further and squared it rather than tried to play the straight ball in.
Yeah, exactly. Looking to play the pass there, but maybe on that occasion needs to be a bit more selfish. She's got a really good backhand as well, Velten, so opportunity there with the space she had to have taken a shot and got something on target.
And it comes, and it's a penalty corner. And concern.
Yeah, there's Caitles coming down the baseline. She's just throwing a ball in there to try and get to her teammate, and in doing so they've just found it a New Zealand foot. I think it's Ellen Ho who comes in quite close to the New Zealand defender, and as a result it's just touched Kettle's foot.
So Van Marsaka, the herder. Van Marsaka scored from this, or at this end in the group game. Van Marsaka saves, and the Tannoy just getting a little ahead of the game.
Yeah, the Christmas goal scoring music came on.
Another chance for New Zealand to clear. We've got 4.5 minutes of the first half remaining.
Yeah, here's the ball out to the top of the circle. Van Marsaka gets hold of it, but it's nice and low, and the New Zealand goalkeeper there does really well, Rutherford, in terms of getting her stick nice and low and matches that.
Well, Dirksen van der Heul's in acres of space, and so is Veltin. Ball across. Cleared.
Van der Heul found herself in an awful lot of space there, and Kai van Marsaka doing really well in delivering the pass to her early.
Now here's a chance perhaps. Nope. Van Geffen gets there first. And Dirksen van der Heul with a little ball under the arm. Van Geffen to the baseline. De Waard. Van der Waard. Fanny Roberts.
Yeah, Dutch need to try and get the ball out now and start looking down the left-hand side as well. Need to start moving the New Zealand midfield and defenders. Try and create some space for themselves and not keep plugging themselves down the same channel, the right-hand side.
Palman drops it out to Van Marsaka. Van Geffen. It's cut out by Merry. And here goes Curtis. She's only got Mickelson with her. She got Punt. Now this is the first time Punt's had some space in which to run into. Anita Punt taking on Dex. Around Dex. Dex does well. Long corner.
Dirks does really well there. Punt is extremely quick. I think she's one of the quickest in the whole of New Zealand at the 100 metres. So Dirks coped with that really well and only giving away a long corner.
Mickelson to the top of the circle. Mickelson still going. Reverse stick. Not far wide at all, and Mickelson wanted the penalty corner from the stick tackle of Palman.
Yeah, Mickelson showing us exactly why she's so dangerous when she's on the ball. Great piece of skill to get herself into the circle and get that backhand shot off.
Dirksen van der Heul punt back, making the tackle. Anita Punt suddenly getting into the game a little bit more. Good work from Webster. Marsaka's gone down. She's okay to continue. And here goes Sophie Cox. Cox into the circle. Cox tries to get the shot away. That's a foot. Penalty corner.
You could see Cox there trying to recognise where the space was, but the Dutch defender not closing her down too tightly, so managing to get a forehand shot off, and in doing so finds the Dutch foot. There it is. There's Cox going in to swing at it. Mishits it, but in doing so it's gone to her advantage on this occasion and finding the foot.
It was Dex trying to jump out the way. Now a chance here for New Zealand to give themselves a lifeline. Neil Punt. Top of the circle. It's Punt to Neil. Deflected in by Sophie Cox. Sophie Cox brings New Zealand back into this bronze medal match with a well-taken penalty corner.
Yeah.
New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2.
Absolutely great corner there from New Zealand. Fantastic variation. Punt the threat at the top and does extremely well in delivering this ball. Great spin, great take. And there you find Sophie Cox with a lot of space available to make that final touch to pass Joyce Sombrook in bottom left-hand corner. Looks like a well-worked routine.
Very good indeed. This is the reverse angle. And nothing you can do about that as a goalkeeper. So New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. Sophie Cox with her first goal of the tournament. And it breathes a little bit of life back into this one.
Yeah, it does. Great time to score just before half-time. Given an opportunity now, if they can stay at 2-1, to go in and get some advice from Mark Hayward, their coach.
Pauwman. To Ketels, Van Ass. Van der Poels. Good defensive work from Gunson. And from a neutral perspective, it's just what the game required.
Yeah, exactly. I felt the intensity had gone out of the game a little bit, and New Zealand pulling that one back hopefully will give them a surge of belief going into the second half, making this game a lot more exciting for us as spectators.
Gunson down the line. The Netherlands ball. Boss to Pauwman. Pauwman drops it out to Van Maasaker. De Heude, Velton. Lovely ball from Velton. Nice run from De Heude. De Heude's just picked up a crack on the knee. That one looked painful.
Oh, there you see it, the knock, and she's gone down. That's hurt. She's limping back onto the field, but she's only got 17 seconds to see out.
Just trying to run it off. Maybe De Heude. She looks in some real pain, didn't she?
Yeah, she really does.
Still moving very gingerly. Maybe De Heude. She'll be delighted to hear the half-time hooter, which is just a couple of seconds away. There is the half-time hooter, and what a second quarter we have had. The Dutch went 2-0 up, but Sophie Cox pulled one back for the Black Sticks. It's New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. So leader by Velton, who's caused a lot of damage for the Dutch going forward. Stalks off towards the bench. Shed Marijn's already halfway to the changing room, but New Zealand still in with a shout on this one, and Mark Hager just having a word with his defence. And we'll see if what he's saying manifests itself in the second half. It's been a fascinating first 30 minutes at half-time. It's New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. Welcome back to half-time in the bronze medal match, and New Zealand getting a goal right on the stroke of half-time. Sophie Cox getting them back into it. New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. The Dutch just excellent for the first 17 minutes or so, then at 2-0 up, slightly went off the boil, and New Zealand took advantage. Here's the first goal. Sarah Thomas still alongside me, and it's a well-worked goal, this one.
Yeah, good ball from Lida Velton, and Vod getting the slightest of touches on that, but it's enough to get past the New Zealand goalkeeper Rutherford. Naomi Van Ast playing her part in the game, little touch in. Dirks van der Havel, brilliant pass to Lida Velton, who slaps that first time, bottom left-hand corner. Great piece of skill from Colleen there.
And then this, just on the stroke of half-time. Watch Sophie Cox left the screen. Brilliant deflection.
Really well worked corner from New Zealand, punts the threat. She's done really well to twirl that to her teammate who's put it in, and Cox getting the final touch of the deflection into the goal to beat Sombrook.
So the players making their way back out onto the park. Let's have a look at the game in stats, and look at that, 69-31 possession opponent's half for the Netherlands. 13 circle penetrations, just the 3 shots though for the Dutch, but 2 goals from those 3 shots, and I guess that's an area Sjoerd Marijn will want to convert more shots from those penetrations. New Zealand 5-2-1, 5 penetrations, 2 shots, 1 goal. So time to tell you about social media. Go to facebook.com/FI Hockey. Like us there, and you can keep up to date with things happening in the world of hockey. Off Twitter's your thing, at FIH_hockey, hashtag CT2014. We're also on Instagram and YouTube, again at FI Hockey. It's also time to tell you about the 2014 Player of the Year vote. The FIH is launching an online vote for Player of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year and Rising Star of the Year in both the men and women's game. The participating players of both Champions Trophies, so the ladies here in Mendoza, the men in Bhubaneswar, they'll all vote in the respective categories. The coaches from both competitions will vote in both categories, but most importantly the vote will be opened up for the first time to the fans of hockey from mid-December, a week tomorrow. That's the 15th of December. You'll be able to go on and choose from the 5 players that have been shortlisted in each of the categories. The shortlist was done by an expert panel made up of coaches, players, media and umpires. And stay tuned on FIH social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter, for more information. But from week commencing the 15th of December, you'll be able to go and cast your vote in the 3 categories: Player of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year and Rising Star of the Year. So the players out nice and early for the start of this second half, and Sarah Thomas still alongside me. Sarah, what do you think both coaches said in the respective changing rooms?
I think starting with Sjoerd Marijn for the Netherlands, I think he'll be quite happy with the way they're playing at the moment. The last 2 games we've seen them come into form in this tournament, and I think he'll just be asking them that, as you mentioned when the statistics came up, that in terms of the penetrations they actually get more outcomes from that in the circle. On the flip side, I think Mark Hager will be instilling belief into his girls now, telling them that you've come from 2-0 behind to get a goal on there, 1 more and we're back into this game. And the Netherlands had a really tough game against Argentina last night, so how much running is in their legs? I'm sure that's a question he posed to his girls.
Well, remember, New Zealand were 1 down at half-time in the pool match. Came back to level it up. Can they do the same here? Can they strive to emulate the squad of 2011? New Zealand get us underway in the second half, attacking the goal to our left-hand side. They trail the Netherlands by 2-1. But the New Zealand goal coming on the 29th minute, just before the break, and perhaps that will give them the lift going into this second half. Charlton drills it forward. Palman doesn't quite get it the first attempt and then finds De Herder, and the whistle is blown. And it's a free hit to the Netherlands. Palman plays it onto the foot of Mikkelsen. Van der Hervel has space in which to run into. Tries to pick out Velten on that left flank.
Good running back though from Velten there. That's when you know she's on her game, when she's wanting more and more of the ball, and she's run 30-40 yards to try and win that back from her team, so that's a really fantastic effort.
Neil under pressure and almost puts Charlton in a spot of bother. Charlton does well under pressure from Velten. Now De Herder tries to put pressure on Charlton, but Charlton does well, winning the free hit off Margis. Here goes Hayward, takes it quickly. Needed to go right to Anita Punt, who was unmarked in that right channel, but instead she played it into the circle, into the traffic. Charlton across. Mikkelsen. Punts in space. Now Anita Punt can have a little run. Dirkse van der Hervel in front of her. She tries to pick out Merry, and Van Marsacker comes across to do enough to make sure the Netherlands turn possession over.
Yeah, a little tactic there from Dirkse van der Hervel. As soon as Punt picked up the ball, she just put her stick into her right hand and put it towards the centre of the field, saying, "You're not going inside me." And as a result, Punt passes the ball, and the Netherlands are out of trouble for another moment.
Well, here's Dirkse van der Hervel down the other end. And Neil gets back to make the tackle. Here's King. Curtis can't bring it under control. This is Van Geffen. Boss.
Palman's made the run through from a little earlier on, and she's still hanging up by the forwards, so
nice spin by Herg. Herg drops out. Dirkse van der Hervel picks out De Herder. That's a nice ball. Van Ass back to De Herder. De Herder has a little look up into the circle, along the goal line, into the foot of Sam Charlton. Penalty corner for the Netherlands.
she's an absolute quality player, I mean, she's actually playing the ball a little too much for my liking. She's really, really good when she gets on the ball and really good when she runs at players, and this is the first time we've seen her get onto the baseline in this game, but her first opportunity she manages to get a corner for the Netherlands.
Palman on the right, Castle, and Marsacker on the left. Van Ass with the injection. They've gone to Van Marsacker. Van Marsacker over the top. And disappointing from the Dutch.
Yeah, good injection from Van Ass. Van Marsacker needs to get that on target. She'll be really disappointed with that.
King, Curtis, right idea, too much strength on the ball. Good work from Dirkse van der Hervel. Ketels will take the free hit. Palman, lovely little area ball to Van Ass. Nice control from Van Ass. not afforded enough space by King. Catles. Dex in acres of space. Lovely ball from Palman. She's got the vision on today. And it didn't have to be that difficult for Dex if the pass had gone there originally.
Yeah, exactly. But as you said, really good vision from Palman. And the beautiful thing about it is she's able to execute that pass. Just puts the right amount of pace on it. And her and Dirks play at club level together. So I'm sure Dirks is normally used to those coming over, but unable to trap that one.
Zandervaart to Van Ass. Good tackle by Charlton. Now, chance perhaps here. Charlton's lost the stick in the challenge with De Waard. Oh, there you go. That's about right where Palman is right now. Here's Dex winding one up, and it comes. Not for the first time. New Zealand can't bring it under control with the first touch and almost puts them in a spot of bother. Boss miscontrols, and Mikkelsen can put a bit of pressure on Willemijn Boss. Good tackle from Mikkelsen, unlucky. Boss does enough. Mikkelsen's got to be careful she doesn't get herself sent off here. No, she wasn't 5.
No, she thought she'd won that, but no. New Zealand team though screaming at Mikkelsen to go up higher. As soon as Willemijn Boss had, her first touch was quite poor, they screamed at Mikkelsen to get on top of her.
Here goes Punt trying to find Webster on the reverse pass. Run it inside. Charlton to King. King tries to drill it through, and Van der Poels is limping after taking that one on the shin pad. Charlton tries to drill it in. You need more luck than skill if you're going to get the ball in, just drilling it in aimlessly from 45 degrees.
Yeah, and that's the difference between these two teams at the moment. As we saw with the earlier goal for the Netherlands, the little deft touches around in and around the circle to their teammates is just sublime. And there we see New Zealand just wanting to smash the ball into the circle. Smash the ball into the circle.
Calm heads in defence by Gunson. De Waard wins the free hit, takes it quickly. And again, Mr. Roach wants to see at least some attempt to stop the ball. Cross it comes from Felton. And it's a Netherlands ball. 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Still no addition to the score. New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. Willemijn Boss. Charlton gets it at second attempt, and then loses out to Nunning. Nunning up against Roberts. Roberts just gets enough and was maybe a little fortunate because the hand came off the stick. And almost came in contact with the back of Laura Nunning. Boss and Marsaka. De Waard, and Punt has picked up an injury. And it comes. Rutherford just about gets enough on it, and Charlton will complete the clearance, and Mikkelsen brings it forward. She's got Webster in front of her, plays it off to Herder for the sideline ball for the Black Sticks.
Yeah, you see De Waard just bumping into Punt there, but coming off with a free hit just outside the circle.
Catles plays it infield, and it's easy pickings for the Black Sticks. Neil. Gunson. Roberts lets it go and it finds its way up to Webster. Webster loses out, but Grant wins it back. No, we're going back for the first infringement. There's advantage being played by umpire Roach. Off the foot of Grant. And Herg will take the free hit. And Herg wins another free hit off the foot of Anita Punt. Back it comes to Nunning. Here's Dex. Dex gets the cross in. Roberts doesn't get it the first attempt, does it the second. And Groin a little bit undecided as whether to go for the ball or play the marking role. In the end, does neither, and the Dutch bring it forward. Van Ass, lovely return pass on the reverse stick. That's a good take from King. Merry. Oh, thrown it up forwards to Jordan Grant to chase.
Yeah, just too much on it, wasn't there, for Jordan Grant? They needed to pull the ball out, then they had space on the left-hand side in which they could have attacked them. I think they're trying to do the right thing. Mark Hager said to them at half-time about getting in front of the Dutch defenders, and they're trying to do that, but just not looking after possession when they've got it.
Nunning down into the corner where Margis comes back up. Margis up to the top of the circle. Margis still going and just losing control. Runs the ball to the Black Sticks and Mickelson. Infield to Kettle. Race Kettle. Tackled by Van Ass.
Great piece of skill there from Kettle, though. Skip past David de Gudde, which isn't easy by any means, and then tried to do the right thing and win the free hit for a team. They just need to keep possession high up the field. They're not having a lot of opportunity to do so, but when they get there, they really need to take care. On the other hand, here's McGeese trying to chase down the ball, that's just overrun her a little bit. Great commitment to the cause, but ball going against her.
Mickelson to Merry. Merry trying to get out on the reverse stick side, gets the shot across, it's gone all the way through. Is this a chance? And Dex has taken a hit off Jordan Grant, and they'll have a pause in proceedings. But first real opportunity for the Black Sticks to get into the circle.
Yeah, good opportunity for them. Mickelson laying the ball off to Merry. Van Massacre from the Netherlands doing extremely well, not getting too tight to Merry so that she can use her body to find the space, just staying off her a little bit. Again, another great challenge from Van Massacre. Really, really great challenge and winning the ball back.
Dex van der Heuvel.
New Zealand pressing the Dutch side very well, then forcing them to play back down the right-hand side where their numbers were.
Kettle into Neil, and now it's the Dutch turn to press the New Zealand team. Kettle runs out of pitch. Dex van der Heuvel. Gunson comes across. Margis has stolen possession. Margis trying to find Herg. It's pulled out by Neil. It's a punt. Oh, Sophie Cox, excuse me. And Cox wins a sideline ball. Webster. And New Zealand have it just inside Netherlands territory into the final minute of the third quarter. No addition to the half-time scoreline, so it's still New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. Margis gets half a stick on it, but then it goes from Loin. It's a Dutch ball, which Bos, I'm sure, will take her time over. Van As. Van As takes the sideline ball, and Velton trying to retain possession. Here is Pauwman. Van As. And into the final 10 seconds of the third quarter. The Dutch will see the clock out. And there is the three-quarter time hooter, and the Dutch are still in front. There's no addition to the half-time scoreline. New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. So we prepare ourselves for what is effectively a 15-minute shootout for the bronze medal. Can New Zealand find a goal? They found a goal at the very start of the fourth quarter in the pool match. What would they give for that sort of start in this bronze medal match? Let's listen into Hagar.
We lost 5 and we only won 3. And we need to turn that around. Okay, in our favour. There were a couple of opportunities up high where we're just not anticipating the balls coming our way. 3, you don't follow on circle 3 heads. Where are you? When we've got it down there, and the player runs across here or down here, you're running all the way across. Otherwise, you've got the 3 strikers all on one side of the pitch. Okay? When we counter-attack, again, Jordan, Pinky runs through the middle of the field and just run. Run to her, help her out. We need to play close together and play little small games. George saying, when we win the ball, the lead needs to be harder. You need to run harder to want the ball. Come on.
Where are New Zealand fans?
Mark Hagar with his last team talk, or his last quarter-time talk of this tournament. And Sarah Thomas, a quick précis of what he said.
Yeah, he's talking about when they have the counter-attack, they're going to need players to be working much harder to support the player on the ball. Also, he was saying about absorbing the pressure they've been having from the Dutch in the third quarter. They come into their advantage because that's allowing them then to counter-attack towards the space.
So New Zealand get this fourth and final quarter underway in this bronze medal match of the 2014 Champions Trophy in Mendoza, Argentina. They trail the Netherlands by 2-1. They need to find at least one unanswered goal in this final 15 minutes of play. There's a nice ball forward by Charlton. And the Dutch have possession and coming in field and winning the free hit, which Pauwman will take. De Herder, Van As. Dex trying to make tracks outside it, just not quite wide enough. Cox. Van As trying to feed in Velton. That's a ball that from Brooke Neal, and need to punt. It's a little bit undecided what to do.
Yeah, she looks indecisive today, doesn't she? Normally she'd receive that ball. Great ball from Brooke Neal from the defence.
Mikkelsen wanting the penalty corner.
So you look for a dangerous ball. Pardon? Can you hear me? Yes, I know I can hear you. Okay. New Zealand is asking for a dangerous ball. Will you please have a look for me? Okay, so New Zealand are asking for a dangerous ball. Yeah, have a look.
Let's have a look. So Mikkelsen goes in it. Well, that's a horrible tackle. I mean, even if it's not a dangerous ball, they might well get it for the tackle of Van Geffen.
Yeah, it's a bad tackle there from Van Geffen, and the ball that Willemijn Bos comes off her stick straight back into Mikkelsen. Whether that's dangerous or not in the angle, but that, yeah, exactly. The block there from Van Geffen.
That's a stick block.
Without doubt, should be a corner, but
wait and see. She steals the ball there and she hooks her stick back.
And Lisa, I have a decision for you. Yeah? The Dutch hold New Zealand sticks back, so it's a penalty corner. So thank you very much.
There you go. So it's the right decision. It's not exactly the question that was asked, but it is the right decision, and that is the point of the video umpire. Can't refer a referral, and that's what Palman's saying to Boss. I think Boss thinks it's because of her ball. If the umpire communicates what she's heard from the video umpire, then Boss might not be arguing the toss.
Yeah, exactly. Exciting times here now, though, for New Zealand, having scored a really good variation in the second quarter. They'll be looking to do the same now against the Dutch.
Nicholson just trying to move some of the water that's the pitch from the half-time sprinkling. So punt and kneel at the top of the circle. It's a neater punt. This time she's going straight for goal. And it's deflected wide of the mark by the Dutch defence.
Yeah, that came out very slow for Mickelson, didn't it? You could see her just taking a little skip across the field, and not sure how much punt got behind that one.
Belton gives away the free hit. Mickelson, nice work from Mickelson. Well brought down from Palman. The VAR does what? Oh. I think the VAR can count herself unlucky. Got to be quick here, otherwise you're going to get the ball stolen, and New Zealand just about keep possession. Mickelson in traffic, wins the ball back off Palman, and it's gone against the New Zealand number 31.
Mickelson's got absolutely great skill in tight spaces. Here's the corner again from New Zealand. Didn't come out that well, and Punt hasn't really got hold of that. I don't know if she was looking for a deflection on the runner coming in from the right, but the Dutch have coped with that really well.
Two balls on the park. That's why the pause in proceedings. Never mind, Boss. To Herder. Nunink. Van der Poel's in front of her. And that's put behind by King for the long corner. This is Nunink. Cox trying to make the tackle. King in there again, and off Thompson. Van der Poel's ball underneath, and Nunink again sees the ball go behind for a long corner, which Van der Poel's takes. Nunink. Thompson to Merry, who's run out of pitch.
Dutch need to try and get it out of here now, try and utilise the space on the left-hand side. They've been going into the right-hand side, into the congested area quite a while.
Palman, he's going down that right flank. That's a lovely piece of skill from Derek to try and keep the ball alive. That's a nice ball from Mickelson. Now King, who was down in the opposite corner earlier, doing her defensive work, tries to get the ball into the circle. It's cleared to Velton. Here's Dirkse van der Heuvel. Foul from Mickelson.
Much better though from the Black Sticks in this quarter. Here we see the pass down the outside. Great piece of skill from Dirkse to try and keep it in, but it's just taking a touch inside. But going back to the Black Sticks, done really well. 3 passes and they found themselves from the defence to the attack, and here they go again.
Mickelson into the circle on the reverse stick. She hasn't got hold of it. Chance as it bounced in front of Sombrook. Webster was there, and look at Mark Hagar's reaction. Of all the players that he would have wanted that to have fallen to, it would have been Stacey Mickelson.
Yeah, really lucky to have found some space there and just didn't get the connection on the ball, but Webster doing really well to try and get a touch on it in front of the goalkeeper, but Sombrook was ready for that one.
Webster. Van der Poels gets it clear.
Here we see it, just doesn't make contact with the ball, but Sombrook doing extremely well to make herself very big in front of Webster, who's gone in to try and get a nice little touch on that. Here it falls, Webster swung at it. I don't actually know if she's made contact from that angle.
Touch ball down the side, and it's a 16. Holland ball on that far side, just outside the New Zealand 25. Rifled in towards the circle, and Gunson's there to get it clear. It was Herg with the ball in. This is Velton. Velton will drop it out. And, run out of play, so the Black Sticks will have a chance, and they've got 7.5 minutes to find a goal here, New Zealand. Otherwise, it's going to be that agonising position of fourth.
Yeah, the Black Sticks are doing well though in terms of working their way back into the game. The Dutch look to have gone off the boil a little bit, and the key players who were so good in the first half, Velton and Van Ass, are not on the ball as much anymore for the Netherlands.
Charlton into the 25, runs into Catles, wins the free hit. Charlton slaps it in. Cox has gone down, it didn't go 5. Here's Velton. Oh, nice change of pace from Velton.
She's very, very quick on the ball, isn't she? It looks as if it's out of her reach, and then somehow she just manages to get the stick on the end of it.
It's Charlton, who's received a blow. She's okay, which is good to see.
Yeah, you can hear the Dutch shouting, "Come on guys, let's get some energy in this."
It goes the other way.
Great ball through there, absolutely great aerial. It's just that connection for the New Zealand team at the moment, from the midfield to the forwards. They're just not making those connections, and as a result the ball is just going off the back line, and once again it's the Dutch have the ball.
Round the back goes Herg, and Neil tries to make the challenge, and too high.
Great change of pace there though from Ellen Hoch, managing to get in round the back, and slows down to try and pick out the exact pass, but just a little bit high.
There goes Felton again with that change of pace. She's too quick for punt, so she really is fast. Chance here, good save from Rutherford. And making or completing the clearance is Roberts, but it's not out of harm's way just yet. Van Geffen. And that's good work from Neil.
Another great run from Lida Vivelton. Not only is she quick, but what amazes me is her strength on the ball. Playing that pass through, and Helen Hope just managing to get one hand on her stick, but still managing to get a little touch, trying to get that ball towards goal. So anything on goal will do for them.
And Mary unable to bring that under control. And it's just 4 minutes now separating Netherlands from yet another Champions Trophy medal. Can they cement it with another goal? Or will it be a nervy 2-1 win? They're under a little bit of pressure, but New Zealand at the moment haven't got that final ball.
Yeah, exactly. They've done well in the fourth quarter to get themselves back into the game. They're passing around the back into the midfield, being a lot better, like this moment now, but it's just the final pass they've struggled with.
Cox tries to put in Grant, and Hayward gives away the free hit. Van Ass up against Sophie Cox, wins the free hit. Cox has got to be careful she doesn't play the ball, she doesn't. Margis tries to feed Van Ass down the line. Good work from Roberts, and she's given possession away to Van Maasacker. Here's Herg. Takes it Van der Hervel out to Van Geffen, into Zander Vaart, scorer of the first goal for the Netherlands here today. Just coming up to 6 o'clock in the evening local time. The gold medal match due to start in just over an hour. There's a kicking back coming in now. So, Sally Rutherford is withdrawn. And Liz Thompson goes in, is it? It's kicking back. Nicholson trying to take it quickly. The Dutch complain that the ball wasn't stopped. Here's Sophie Cox. Van Geffen gets in to just jab it away. Inside the final two.
They need to keep it there now, the New Zealand team. I mean, Palmer more than likely is going to throw a big aerial. It's really difficult for the New Zealand team to bring it down in the sunshine. You just need to keep the ball higher up the field with... Wow.
Oh, well, look at that for some speed. And this could settle it right here, right now. Penalty corner's been given. That's just got to be worth a referral, isn't it?
Yeah, they may as well ask. They've got their referral. They may as well ask for it. It's a crucial moment in the game.
Zander Vaart picking up the knock.
Great piece of skill initially, though, to evade a bit early in that, to evade.
They said there's no holding the player back. Yeah, I'll have a look for you.
It's a difficult one because she's moving so fast in that one direction. When she drags it back, who's to say Thompson wouldn't have won the ball?
Yeah, exactly. And the ball does come off her stick. She's not in control of the ball as the New Zealand player makes contact with her.
Yes. And then tell it to the goalkeeper. If penalty corner.
Didn't hear that. That was breaking up in my ear. have another look. As she brings it back there, she's playing back into the player, isn't
Rachel,
she?
can you hear me?
Yeah, she's looking
Yes,
for
mate.
the foot, but
There
she
is
hasn't
no
got
clear
it.
reason to change your decision. New Zealand lose their referral. Restart with the penalty corner. Thanks, mate.
Final decision. Restart the penalty corner. New Zealand lost the referral.
So, doesn't Thompson need to put the helmet on? He's been left. I think she does.
Yeah.
I think she's telling the umpire that she's going to run. She's not going to stay on the line. That was the message from Mark Hager below us.
Yeah, that's right.
But Neil's coming back. It's going to be a 5-man rush defence here. Hammond with a chance to seal it for the Dutch. I think I'll take the helmet anyway. Powman then to seal it. Good work on the defence. They haven't got it out the circle though, and Thompson gets it clear. Now, if they can get hold of the ball here, there may be an opportunity for the Black Sticks, and the crowd appreciates the work done by New Zealand.
Yeah, fantastic work from the New Zealand team.
And that's good advice from Hagar.
Yeah, really good
Because he
advice.
meant that they can leave 2 people on the line,
Yeah,
and
for the
Thompson
other one
can
to
run.
go out. Yeah, really good advice from the coach there, but superbly well defended. I mean, it's tough enough trying to keep the ball out of the net when you're a goalkeeper. So here we see it. Powman's gone low. She hasn't really got hold of it, but it's those 2 on the line that Mark Hager's told to stay there that has saved the day for New Zealand.
I think it may be gone from them anyway, but New Zealand could easily have folded when they went 2 goals down early on, but they showed real character to come back into this bronze medal match. It's going to be an agonising 4th place for the Black Sticks, but they'll be able to hold their head up high when the dust has settled on this result. Their world ranking is 4, and they've pushed the world #1, the Olympic champions, the World Cup champions, all the way in this bronze medal match. But it's going to be a 4th place finish for the New Zealanders. Well, there you have it. We know the bronze medalists. It is the Dutch. They've beaten New Zealand. Final score: New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. But real disappointment for New Zealand. Sophie Cox sat shaking the hands of Van Ass and Van Geffen. But the Dutch did enough, I guess, in the first half.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. In the second quarter, they did enough to get the 2 goals in, and pretty much the intensity of the game dropped after that. As you can see from the Dutch, yes, they have smiles on their faces, but not overly excited with that bronze, having lost out to Argentina to try and have an opportunity to go for the gold or silver medal later on this evening.
Well, full-time score: New Zealand 1, Netherlands 2. Here are the goals once again, and all the action coming in the first half, and this is a well-taken goal by Zandervaart.
Yeah, great little touch by Zandervaart, otherwise that would have just continued straight past the goal. Really great touch. This is the second goal for me, the best goal of the game. Perfect bit of teamwork, great pass from Dirks van der Heuvel into Liedewij Velten, who smashes that first touch into the bottom left-hand corner. Great power behind that shot.
And then this just on the stroke of half-time, and it gave the game life, or at least we thought it would give the game life.
Yeah, great variation from the New Zealand team, very well worked. And as you can see, Sophie Cox getting the final touch on that to beat Sombrook.
So, the New Zealanders will go home empty-handed. And Lise Rostron did a good job, and a round of applause for Lisa Roach as she leaves the pitch. And I think we can get some reaction from the Dutch camp in a moment. Mel Clulo is down there waiting to ask the questions.
Levine, well played today. How difficult was it for you and your team to sort of turn your emotions around after last night's game? Yeah, of course it's really difficult because we came here for the gold, but we ended the game in the evening and we said, okay, this is what happened, but tomorrow there's still a game to play, and we're going to give everything we have to win the bronze medal.
And sort of your overall sort of thoughts on the tournament. How well do you think you as a team have played and performed?
Well, we didn't start too well, and we kind of have problems with scoring, and you still see that in the last two games as well. But we started to play better in the tournament, and we're building up after the World Cup, and you see every game we're going to start to play better. So it's a good build-up towards this summer.
Thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the bronze and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, she mentions next summer it is, of course, the European Championships, where they've finished third last time in Bonn in Belgium. Germany, the defending champions, beating England in that final after a 4-all draw in the regulation time. What a game that was. But the pitch is now being watered for the final, which starts in just under an hour's time. The Dutch are the bronze medalists. Let's have a look then at the match schedule. Well, I'll tell you that a little earlier on the Germans beat Japan in an interesting game, 5-3. England, China 1-all. England coming through 3-2 in a shootout, which in itself was a story on its own. The Netherlands have taken third. They've beaten New Zealand by 2-1. And next up we have the final, the big one. Australia against Argentina. It promises to be a fascinating clash. So the Dutch wanted gold. They wanted to add the Champions Trophy title to their already bulging trophy cabinet. It wasn't to be, but they've won another medal. It's a 19th medal in 21 appearances in the Champions Trophy for the Dutch. They've beaten New Zealand by 2-1.
Ja, mag zo hoor. Ja, Camille? Liederwij, het lijkt me heel vervelend om zo'n wedstrijd te moeten spelen, maar je moet hem wel even doorkomen.